Hello everybody, my name is Hocus and welcome back to the Minecraft Let's Play. This is episode 114 of the series, and today we are starting things off over at the iron farm. And that's because, as you may have noticed already, there have been changes, so I restructured the iron farm between episodes. This was before yesterday's stream that I did this, the night before yesterday's stream. It took a bit of time just to fix things because, you know, the iron farm was kind of messed up, and I don't know if I explained why, but I will quickly give you an explanation as to what happened. So, as you may have seen when we built this thing, and that was a bad landing, let me try that again. Let's just get up here, there we go, and try again. Oh, that time, there we go. So as you may have known, when we first built this, we had 16 villagers in each pod, and the pods were, they weren't connected, but there was a very slight opening in between each of them that allowed the villagers from this pod to accidentally sleep in this pod, and then that's what would happen. So this pod here didn't have many villagers left at all, maybe around 5, whereas the one right at the end here had probably around 20 plus villagers, because they would sleep in here and then they would transition into this one, and then the villagers in this pod would sleep in this pod here and transition into this one, so eventually they would all filter down to the front pod, and things just became imbalanced, and that caused the rates of the farm to go down. So what I did instead was, I've reduced the size of each pod to only 14 villagers, so we've lost 2 beds per pod, which is a shame, but it's not the end of the world. And now I've actually made it so that they are cut off at each of the pillars here, so that the villagers cannot have any chance of transitioning between pods. They're going to be stuck in the pod that I designated them to. They're not going to be able to move, and this saves us from having to, as I say, redesign things and rejig the villagers, move them around, all that painful stuff. And I also moved the pods so that they're in line with the farm, so that the golems have less of a chance to spawn on the slabs here, and most of the time they're just going to spawn directly in the water, flow down and die in the pit of lava down there. So that's the first thing that we did. We also achieved something else in yesterday's stream, which I'm quickly going to touch on right now. And as for what we achieved in yesterday's stream, we managed to finish up the AFK fishing farm. So thank you to everyone who turned up to that stream. You guys know who you are. If you didn't make it, or you weren't able to, then I've got a couple suggestions if you want to come next time. First of all, there's a link to the Discord down in the description below, and on the Discord I will post notifications of when I'm about to go live. And also you can use the bell notification icon on my channel right here on YouTube to get notified of when I go live as well. So there's 2 options on how you can be updated on those kind of things. But we went ahead and worked on the ceiling here, and we've got this crazy looking arch. We've used some more of the prismarine blocks. We've got the wall textures running from the wall all the way up the ceiling and then to the side again, up to the top. And then we've used some spruce logs up there, strip spruce at the top. We've got a fence gate for the door, so that just blocks any mobs from coming in and taking us out whilst we're using this thing. We've got a bit of glass at the top there so that we can look out into the ravine. And all in all, this design, I am really pleased and happy with how it turned out. So yeah, yesterday's stream was very fun, and thanks again to the guys who were there helping me with suggestions and all that good stuff, and just generally being good company for me, because sometimes it can be boring to do these type of things. But anyway guys, if you are enjoying the video up until this point, or you find that you're enjoying the video later on today, then please do subscribe. That would be great, and comment, like, all that good stuff. So without further ado, let's jump into the rest of episode 114. Okay guys, so for today's episode, I want to kick things off here outside of the base, or above ground. We are still at the base, I guess. And I want to continue to work on this area here. So we've got this nice pathway that leads down that way, and it also leads up this way through the side of the sugarcane farm, in between this farm and of course the wheat field. But I want this pathway to actually wrap the entire way around the sugarcane farm. So we've got the textures in our inventory that we require. That's gravel, mossy cobblestone, cobblestone stairs, andesite and crackstone brick, if I am not mistaken. I think that's everything. We're going to need some stone buttons as well at the end, just to add that extra bit of detail, which we will do. But of course I don't have the stone right now, and I don't have the buttons either, so we will get that at some point. But I think for the most part, I just want the pathway to be at the same height all the way around. And whoa, I did not see that creepy boy hanging around there. Let's just quickly take him out. That could have been catastrophic if I didn't notice him there. Luckily, I saw the green of his skin in the corner of my eye. But as I was saying, I do want to wrap this around the entire sugarcane farm. I think that will help to complete the look. And then from that point, we can start to link up the iron farm with everything else in the area through pathways and the like. So I think we'll stop wasting time here and just go ahead and get started on this length of the farm here. So the pathway is going to come from here all the way down at this level, and then we'll connect it and take a right turn and go across the other side of the sugar sugarcane farm. So we're just about done laying down the pathway, and I think it turned out okay. We actually forgot to make this into a path block, which is fine. We can do that right now. And we've got ourselves 32 stone, so let's craft all of that up into buttons. And then, as we did over here, we'll kind of just place them randomly here and there. Not too many, just a few to add a bit of detail. So let's get one on the mossy there, and then we'll do this and that. Try and spread them across the path quite evenly as well if we can. That would probably help us to make things look good. And there we go. I think that'll do, right? A few buttons just to add that extra bit of detail. Looks like a few stones on the ground, that kind of thing, which you'd expect from a pathway like this that has gravel and those type of textures. So now that it winds the way around like this, we've got 3 of the 4 sides covered. So let's take a fly up into the sky and see how it looks. Let's get a different angle because I can't really see it all from there. Over here should be good. Okay, yeah, so there we go. Looking a bit better, I think. And then once we've got this final side in place as well, things should be... Oh dear, look at those guys. They've spawned inside of the walls there, which is quite an interesting place for them to spawn. I think I'm probably just going to fly into the sky and despawn these guys. But yeah, that's interesting, right? That they spawned inside of the walls. Come and get me, guys. Come and get me. You can't, can you? Silly people. Alright guys, so the pathway is complete now. It runs around all 4 sides of the sugarcane farm. If I can just come to a stop up here, that might be good. There we go. So as you can see, it comes along this way, goes around the corner, and if we follow the path, it leads to a small staircase, which is in line with the staircase on the other side. So here we go. Just a couple of stairs down to this level, and then you're back at this area where the wall is. So we've got a couple of finishing details to put in. So firstly, we just need to add a few textures in here to stop the dirt from poking through. Same under the staircase here, so we'll pop those in. We need a wall that runs along this side of the farm now to block off this area. So that will be something that we need to implement, which won't take too long. It won't be too difficult because this isn't a very high verge of grass. So we should be able to take care of that very easily. So I'm just going to go through on this side of the pathway. We're currently on the opposite side to the wheat field, if you haven't got your bearings straight yet. And this side will just need a few touching up details, as I say. So I'm going to run through and do those after I grab a quick sleep here. And then once I've got this in place, we'll probably go ahead and build the wall to break off this verge from the pathway and stop anything from sort of falling down onto us whilst we're using it. I just went ahead and did it, guys. I went ahead and built the wall, and I think it looks okay. I'll give you a quick rundown of it in a moment. We also did the detailing on the sides, so you can see we got the stone bricks in where the path is slightly lower due to the path blocks. And as I say, it looks fine. I think it looks okay. So we got 2 heights on the wall, and we kind of just matched it up with what we had down there. So we've got the wooden block here, and then if we go 5 fences along and then over 1 more, we've got another wooden block which is right there and also right here. We made the decision as well to place some stone brick half slabs on top of the blocks of wood. We did that on the other side as well, just so that it matches. And the reason for that is because on this side of the wall, if there are mobs over here, they could easily jump onto the wood and fall over onto the other side. And if we're running along this path, obviously that isn't a good outcome for us, because if it's a creeper, they're going to go boom, blow the hell out of our path, and we'll have a massive hole that we need to fix, which is obviously not what we want. The thing that we need to kind of think about now is what we're going to do for lighting here, because at the moment it's kind of dark, right? We could just pop some lanterns up in the fences, some on a few places, or we could even hang some fences on the sides here and just pop some lanterns up. I don't know, we'll think about that sometime in the future, because I think I'm done with the wall for now in that area. I don't know what I'm going to do for the rest of the episode, but I think we're probably about halfway through now, so let me quickly sleep just to get the night out of the way. Don't want any bad guys encroaching on our activities at the moment. But yeah, as I was saying, not really sure what we're going to do for the rest of the episode. I was planning on doing an entire episode working out here, just fixing things up. So maybe we could think about some sort of pathways. I did say that I wanted to link up the iron farm there, so maybe we could think about linking the iron farm. It's probably best if we did that from over here, because this pathway is probably the closest. So if we took a pathway that leads from the corner here and take it across here, we'd have to fill in this cave area, which is fine, and take it through those trees off towards the iron farm. I don't think that would hurt anybody. So I guess the next step is to fill in this area here. Then we can think about tearing a few trees down and laying a path that leads just thought I heard something then. Take a path that leads from here all the way over to the iron farm. Alright guys, so we've got the pathway in place, and as I say, it leads from this corner here, and it's going to go all the way over in this direction towards the iron farm, but I think I'm going to stop it right here for now, and I'll tell you why. Because at the moment the iron farm is not complete, as you probably know, and we haven't really built anything outside, right? So we've got this very basic structure just standing in the middle of nowhere. We haven't really built anything out front here, and we probably at some point want to at least expand the storage so that it can carry more than just a double chest worth of iron, especially when we start taking this thing back, because at the moment we only have 6 pods, and we probably want around 5 pods on each side eventually, so that we've got a decent amount of villagers. Also, I've just realized that we need to make a repair here, and this is because at the end of the last live stream yesterday, I actually allowed a creeper to explode right here, and he took out like the whole of the left hand side of the front of the iron farm, so I had to repair that. And then as soon as I went off the stream, as soon as the stream went offline, I came under here and I let another creeper explode right here, and he took out, luckily the water stayed up there and everything was intact still, but he took out this pole here, so I had to correct that and correct a few things here. But as I was saying, we probably want to expand the storage here, basically taking it downwards, probably create like a silo type deal. And we also maybe want to build some sort of structure out here so that we can just have a bit more development in the area, because at the moment the iron farm kind of looks weird just standing out here on its own. And we still need to correct a few things. As you can see, we've got golems not really doing what they need to do. We've got 2 spawned right at the back there and 2 spawned here. You can actually come in behind like this and force them into the farm, but it's a bit of a pain in the butt, right? We don't want to be doing that because it's supposed to be automatic, so if we can prevent this, then that should help us. But for now, we're going to just have to push them in like that. Anyway, now that this is done, I think what I want to do is I think I want to go over to the Guardian farm and try and change a few things there, because we do have some work still to do, and I have some changes in mind. So I'll meet you over at the Guardian farm in just a second. Okay guys, we made it to the Guardian farm safe and sound, and it feels quite weird actually to be back here, because we're not going to be enchanting, we're not going to be repairing today, but we are going to be working on the Guardian farm. It's been a long time since we have. So I brought over a couple things here. Some comparators to compare. No, Hocus. Some comparators to repair the silos down there that aren't working. I bought some red wool to finish up the inside of the Guardian Eye. And we bought some dark oak logs. And the reason for that is because I feel like there's way too much diorite in this room for such an ugly block. We've been using it quite liberally. So I'm going to take a lot of it down here and just replace it with dark oak. I think that'll work, right? It works well with the textures that we've got in the room. So we're going to do something like this. Then we'll probably have another pillar right here. And it also just changes up the stone textures a bit as well, because this room is made up of a lot of stone textures, which can look cold and quite dampening on the eyes sometimes. I don't really know how to explain how they look, but cold I think is a good term for it. So there we go. We've got the nice dark oak trim in there, and I think we'll do the same on the other side here. So we'll pull out this row or this column of diorite blocks, and we'll simply replace them with some dark oak wood, which I think, as I say, it breaks up the textures nicely and just gives that a more warm and natural feel to the room, rather than having this cold diorite everywhere, which is probably caused by the fact that it's white, stone looking, and quite ugly. All those things combine to make it quite a cold texture, as I say. Anyway, I'm gonna just work here, putting some more of this wood in, probably in the corners here alongside the window maybe, and then we'll probably bring some down the sides of these as well, and then maybe in the corners again there. And I think that'll be a good offset for the rest of the room. So I'll be back once I've done that. Despite having to go back to grab more wood, which was a bit of an annoyance, but we got over it. We've finished up adding in the dark oak to the build, and I think it improves it. I definitely think it improves the build. And as I say, it just cuts out those continuous stone textures, which look slightly cold when combined together. We also went as far as putting some of the wood inside of the walkways here that take you up and down to the different levels of this farm. And as I say, all in all, I'm pretty pleased with the change, so we'll leave it at that. I think the next thing to do would probably be to go into the eye of the Guardian and fix that up. I'm not actually sure if I used red wool the first time, so I don't know. We'll take a look. We'll see what's going down up there, and if it is red wool, we will put the red wool in. I'm obviously going to collect up a load of items here that I don't really want, but that's fine. So we've actually used... It looks like we've used the... What's this? Red concrete rather than red wool. But as I say, it doesn't really matter. Especially since the eye itself is made of wool. So it's not going to make too much difference. And this is only a tiny detail anyway. It's only a tiny change just to make sure that when people are looking up here at the eye itself, they are seeing red and not stone textures. So that is a good addition to make just in terms of detail, levels of detail, I think. So let's take a step back here and see. Aha, yeah, there we go. That is a lot better in my opinion. So now the inside of the eye is red as well. It just kind of disguises the fact that we've got an opening there a little bit as well. So let me just pop these items in there. I don't know if any stone made its way in, but if it did, it should be in here. Doesn't look like it actually, which is good. We might have gathered all of that up ourselves, which is nice. It looks like we did actually, because we've got 16 wool left, which means we used 16, and that means we've also got 16 stone, which we removed to put the wool in. Alrighty, so now that we've got the wool in place and we've done the wood, the changes with the wood here, I think the next step is probably to repair these silos that we didn't actually probably create the first time round. So let's just break in and see how this one's looking. I think this one is okay. Yeah, that one's fine. So the problem is that with these two is that they are lacking some comparators, and that's why the only the first light is showing, whereas on this side you can see 4 lights are showing there, 3 there and 2 there, and also we've got the 2 at the end here. So if we break into this one, we'll probably see straight away that we are missing comparators. Okay, did I get all of the lights? Yes, I did. Good. And yeah, you can see straight away we haven't got the blocks in place even for this to have comparators. So let's craft up some stone brick, and we're going to pop one right on here, and then like that, and then we've got one right here, and we'll probably just want to build up ever so slightly so that we can reach this. There we go. Oh, we've placed the comparator in the wrong direction. There we go, and see it lights up immediately. This one also should light up, or at least I hope so. Okay, no, there's nothing in the chest, so that one won't light up. Okay. That's fine, and then we should have one here as well, and I think that would be it, right? Oh no, one more here as well. I just missed that one, so let's do this. Come on, let me place, please. Please let me place. Aha, there we go. All right, that should be every comparator required for this one. Wait, what's going on here? That doesn't look right to me. Why is that turning the 3rd light on rather than the 2nd? Did I put the comparators in the wrong place? Oh, I did, didn't I? I put them coming out of the hopper rather than out of the chest. I'm stupid. Let's go on to this one. I'll come back and fix this one after we're done. But yeah, I'm being stupid there. That's why that one isn't working. So if we come inside of here and actually do what we're supposed to do, which is to have them come out of the chest rather than the comparator, we should hopefully get some different results. We're going to have to pile up again just to get up here and then pop one there. And then the next one is going to be coming out of this chest right here. There we go. That works. And then one right here. And I think that should be it for this side. Or for this silo, I should say. Come on, place please. There we go. And then if we come down and replace the lights, so what we got? We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. There you go, so we've got 4 chests full there, and this one just needs to be fixed, so I'll quickly do that off camera. Okay, so we finally got it right. There you go, you got 3 lamps on there, we got the 4 here and the 2 there, so those silos are fixed. And I did bring some lamps with me as well, you might have seen, or some lanterns I should say, using the correct name. I brought some lanterns so that we could try to light up this top area, because at the moment, it's quite dark up here, right, because we haven't put much lighting in, especially in the center here, so it'd be nice if we could put some lanterns in maybe. So I don't really know how we do this. We might need some more of that dark prismarine, which I would be very surprised to see any of it hanging around, which could be an issue, but there are squid outside, so I might have to go out and kill some squid for their ink sacs so that I can come inside and use them. And yeah, it does to me look like we don't have any left, but if I'm going to hang some lanterns, then I think I'm going to need some, so I will quickly go up to the surface here and swim outside to see if there are any squid. And hopefully we can kill a few, grab some ink sacs, and allow ourselves to craft up some dark prismarine. Alright guys, this is going to be the last clip for the video. So as you can see, I came up with this small, simple design for the lanterns. I think it works well, right? Let me know if you don't think so, and give me some suggestions to change it, but I quite like it. It provides enough light for the room. Obviously nothing's going to spawn in here anyhow because it's half slab, so we should be safe. in that regard. I cleaned up a few chests as well, so we can remove a couple of these guys. I have to remember which one's which. Okay, we can take this one down as well. So we got rid of about half of them there. We still got these 3 which are full of stuff that need shipping out and probably back to base. We got some iron in there. We'll take that back with us as well. That's always nice. And that is pretty much about all that we've got time for today, as I say. So thank you for watching, you guys. I do hope that you enjoyed what you saw in today's video. Of course, it's been a while since we came over to the Guardian farm and actually did some work here, so I'm kind of glad that we got back here, changed things up a little bit, and made some improvements, because those silos have been dead for a long time, right? So it's good that we finally got them repaired. And also it's been quite dark up there at the top floor for a while as well, so I'm glad that we also got some lighting in up there and brought in some dark oak wood just to change things up. So the next steps probably for this place are to get the ceiling in order, because at the moment it's a bit of a mess still. And there's a few other things we could consider as well for this room, but it's pretty much there, right? It's pretty much there, and it looks good. We've also got these fixtures that we need to fill in with water and kelp as well, so that's something to come. But aside from that, that is going to be it for today. So thank you very much for watching, you guys. I do hope that you enjoyed, as I say, what you saw today. I had great fun recording it, as I always do. If you did enjoy it, then please drop a like. That'd be much appreciated. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, or any feedback, anything like that, just pop that down in the comment section below. I'll be sure to respond to you. And finally, if you're new around here or haven't subscribed yet, then be sure to hit that subscribe button to stay tuned to this series and any other videos I decide to post. I post a lot of Minecraft tutorials, that kind of thing, so it'd be stuff that would probably interest you if you like this video. Once again, you guys, thank you very much for turning up, taking precious time out of your day to watch my video. I've been Hocus Pocus. Take care of yourselves, take care of your families. This was episode 114 of the LP series. I will catch you all in the next one. Bye for now.